Hello everyone. My greetings to each one of you. This is the second session on basic economic problem. In the first session, you have learned about the difference between economy and economics, normative and positive statements, and whether economics is science or art. I am Poonam Vohra from Egypt Economics Learning Center. In this session, you will understand the difference between two branches of economics, that is, microeconomics and macroeconomics. Let us begin. The subject matter of economics has been studied under two branches, microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics deals with the behavior of individual economic decision-making units, that is, business firms and households. It explains how and why these units make economic decisions and how their choices are affected by changing prices and incomes. It also explains how firms decide how many workers to hire and how workers decide where to work and how much work to do. It aims to determine price of a commodity or of factor of production. For example, individual income or individual firm's output. Hence, it is also known as the theory of price determination. For example, the theory of consumer behavior or the theory of a firm. When one estimates India's GDP, it is microeconomics. So far as macroeconomics is concerned, it is the study of economic aggregates. It deals with aggregate economic quantities such as the level and growth of material output, interest rate, unemployment, and inflation. So it aims to determine income and employment level of the economy and is known as theory of income and employment. So if one talks about world's GDP, it is macroeconomics. Continuing with the example of India's GDP as microeconomics and world's GDP as macroeconomics, one can easily say that without studying the GDP of different nations, one cannot study the GDP of world, as world comprises of all the nations. Similarly, the world's GDP affects the GDP of one nation. So, what I am trying to emphasize here is that microeconomics and macroeconomics are not different. Rather, they are interdependent on each other. And neither approach is complete without the other. Every microeconomic problem involves macroeconomic analysis. For example, how much quantity of a product can a firm sell? It all depends upon the total income and total demand of the society. Thus, every price, every wage, every income is dependent directly or indirectly upon prices, wages, and income of all other products, all other workers, and all other individuals in the community. Hence, every microeconomic problem involves macroeconomic analysis for its proper understanding. Similarly, macroeconomic analysis necessarily requires microeconomic analysis. A society consists of individuals, many firms make an industry, and many industries make an economy. One cannot get a proper and adequate idea of the working of an entire system without the study of individuals, firms, and industry. Emphasizing once again that the total production of industry, which is macroeconomics, consists of production of each firm, which means microeconomics. And so is the case with the nation. So, a study of microeconomics necessarily involve macroeconomic analysis. Now, assess yourself. A statement is being given to you. You need to identify whether it belongs to microeconomics or macroeconomics. The statement is sales of a textile industry. Please check your answer. Sales of a textile industry is microeconomics because it is individual unit, one industry. If one considers all the industries, then it would be macroeconomics. Now, have a look at this statement and identify whether it belongs to micro or macroeconomics. The statement is sales of the entire industrial sector. Sales of an entire industrial sector is definitely macroeconomics because it comprises of all the industries. So it is aggregate concept. With this, the session comes to an end, and I hope you have understood the difference between the behavior of a single unit and aggregates. The next session would focus on natural resources. Till then, keep reading and keep learning.